To find out when the drivers are hopping up at a moment's notice, you can visit the vtransvermont.gov website to find where and when your area is being treated. A lot of the success that this brewery has had comes from the hard work in this room and the product that comes out of these tanks. The wood that comes out of these forests behind me and into your fireplace or living room would not be possible without the loggers and woodmakers of the Northeast Kingdom. For News 7, I'm Dan Stein in the Northeast Kingdom.
Ski season. It's the two words that get residents and businesses in the town of East Burke excited. East Burke Sports is gearing up for another ski season, but unlike a traditional ski shop, this shop actually slows down during the winter months.
So honestly, it's slower during ski season. Not as much traffic. We have the bike trails right here, so we get, in the summer people park here, and it's a lot more going through the shop.
And being in a ski resort town, the shop says that Burke Mountain
Makes it possible, pretty much. Yeah, it's really great just to be part of that whole community.
Unlike East Burke Sports, Cafe Lottie is buzzing with excitement.
Oh, it does. I mean, it brings people into the area, gets people out and about, because, people are just excited. We've had some ski swaps and things like that going on. So the excitement that's being generated is just, it's just incredible. And coming off of the mountain bike season that we just had, it's just wonderful things happening around here.
The Foggy Goggle is prepping on the food side and says that things are very dependent on the mountain.
Business is just so dependent upon the mountain, and we love it that there's snow so far, and they're making a lot of snow, and looking forward to a really good year.
One thing could be certain. East Burke is ready to start what to them might be the most wonderful time of the year. Dan Stein, News 7, East Burke. Lydia Ham has only been here at the Millers Run School for a few weeks teaching music. However, she has known this community and the school for her whole life.
It has to be somebody local, somebody who's invested in being a part of the community. And just a couple weeks ago, we had this young person say, hey, you know what, I've got a couple days in my schedule. I wouldn't mind teaching music. And she has a degree in music. Her name is Lydia Ham. She's actually my daughter.
Well, my dad's always been an inspiration and a model for me as far as teaching and education. So it's really neat to be able to come into his school after having been away to college and all that, and to teach alongside him after looking up to him for all those years.
Music, as well as being a substantial part of the school, is also a big part of the Ham family.
I mean, I remember listening to records, which I think I was a little towards the end of that generation, but my mom had a record player, and that was something we'd do when we were little. We'd put on a record while we were doing other stuff, and now translate that into modern technology. We'll put on Pandora radio while we're cooking and stuff, and I don't know, it's just a fun way to enjoy living and doing daily chores a lot more.
Other than music for Lydia, it's very important to teach younger kids about the joys, methods, and history of music.
They don't always want things to be easy. They want it to be challenged and to be pushed to develop new skills. And music is a great place to do that because you don't really have that same sort of impending consequences when you mess up in music. So it's a great place to push yourself and learn how to make mistakes and learn from them.
Principal Ham had to do some research about who he was going to hire for the position and had some very qualified candidates. But in the end, he found someone who is not only part of his family, but also someone he is very proud of. Dan Stein, News 7, Sheffield. The sun shines bright to highlight which may be the most important day of the year for the town of Lyndon, Town Meeting Day.
So I feel very good about the budget. I think we've really done a responsible job here. Where we are worried is obviously things that are out of our control. So we worry about statewide property tax rates. We worry about Kingdom East, the merged school district. We worry about the county budgets. Those are all things that we don't control. So, but I want the people of Lyndon to understand that as a town, I think we've done a very responsible job with our budget.
Mapping out Town Meeting Day. The topics being brought on March 6th include a proposed 80% increase for Lyndon Rescue and increases in education. Town Administrator Justin Smith says that all special appropriations should be passed.
I think that there are definitely a couple items that will bring some voters out. There are a couple of races this year that we generally don't have many people running for one seat. So we do have select board. We have 2 candidates running.
And even though there was one person at yesterday afternoon's select board meeting, the select board is optimistic about the turnout on town meeting day.
The town meeting itself, over the years, the attendance has kind of slid down, which is sad in a way, because town meeting is a tradition in Vermont.
It's definitely important.
It's definitely important. So I don't expect that we will pack the place, but if we had 100 people, I'd say we're doing well, but I really wish we'd get 300 people.
And the town of Lyndon will be losing a longtime staple in its select board, as Marty Feltis is retiring after more than 30 years on the select board. For News 7, I'm Dan Stein in Lyndon. Barnet is a quiet town with a small community, but recent mischievous activities have been making some noise. The town has seen businesses and popular spots vandalized.
I hope it's just childhood pranks, but really they should be held responsible.
Harvey's Lake Beach and the West Barnet Garage were vandalized, and Darlene Cody of the West Barnet Garage explains what her husband saw on Sunday morning.
When he came back out through the office, he looked at the front window and to look outside, and he found all this graffiti, which I still can't get it off of everything.
The graffiti is not all that's taken place. At the end of September, a town basketball court was littered with shell casings and bullet holes. Town resident Morris Roberts says his wife allegedly heard the shots because the court is near their home.
I doubt very much that kids that are down there using the court would be doing something like that either.
The offender or offenders of this act use words like ghost and faded, according to the residents that have reported the vandalism. Dan Stein, News 7, Barnet. And now meteorologist Eric Weglarz joins us for a first look at our forecast. Eric, I saw some snow this morning, but will that continue through the weekend?
Eric, it's supposed to get into the negatives tonight. Is it going to be colder tomorrow morning than this morning? I don't know if my car is going to fire up tomorrow morning in the cold.
Eric, I know it may not stick, but how's visibility going to be out there with some of these snow squalls?